Hey, folks. Right. It is time for us to press on with Astromancer work. That's almost certainly a bot. Let me double check. Yes. Oh. Right, so I'm super out of it today. I am like absolutely exhausted. I've had a very busy week, or last sort of couple weeks really. But I do want to get some work done on the Astromancer, so I'll probably be sort of a slightly shorter stream than usual. Probably be finishing sort of at 7ish, maybe a little before. But yeah, we're gonna just sort of press on, see how things go. Like, at the moment, I'm just sort of drafting things out. I will do, like, balance tests in my own time. I'll, build characters, do test encounters and things like that. I'll do that of my own volition, of my own accord. But for now, we're just gonna design until we hit a brick wall, which we might. But so far, things have gone very well. So I think I'm gonna keep Cosmic Conduit because I do actually like it. I think it's a very simple feature, but I like it. It's good in a sort of non-linear capacity. I think if we end up doing a 7th subclass, it needs to be built around, the 6th level feature needs to interact with Cosmic Conduct in some way, because we have 6 subclasses and none of them even touch Cosmic Conduct in any way at all. And there should definitely be one that does. If anything, it feels like Crucible probably should. But, don't know. But my main goal today is to design one or both of these features, and also to make more new spells, because we've made some, but I want to make more. Especially because I'm not super happy with this one. I think I'm probably going to end up cutting it, or reworking it significantly at the very least. Satellite Strike, I think I'm quite happy with. I want more sort of Smite style spells. It's one of the main things I definitely want. Oh, I'm incredibly hungry. I'm very tired. So Constellation Cloak is a weird one because it's the kind of spell you pick up later on. This is like Constellation Cloak. Picking this at level 1 or level 2 is like, no, don't do that. This is the kind of spell that you get to 9th level and you replace, I don't know, you've had like Burning Hands or whatever since like level 1. You replace Burning Hands with Constellation Cloak. That's sort of like my kind of thought on that. Spells known. Winding up with 26 spells. How do I feel about that? That is something I've been meaning to look at as well. So how many spells does a sorcerer wind up with? 15? 25 if they're Aberrant Mind or Clockwork Soul. I know Bard winds up with 22. I mean, no, I think this is okay. Limiting it anymore seems arbitrary. You have a fairly limited selection of spells, and I think that's fine. I don't think it needs to be any more limited for the sake of meeting Sorcerer's anemic spell count. It's definitely a core... Oh, there's a bug. There's a core concern of mine with the class is that it's just too good at everything. Because it is a very strong martial and it's a full caster. There's definitely like a potential for there is definitely a potential justification for nixing the fact that it's a full caster and making it a half caster, but I don't want to do that unless I have to. That's like a mage is I do not want to have to do that unless I absolutely have to do it. Let me go see, because Bladesinger is my balance point. Right, so the main thing with Bladesong is that you are hard-locked to one-handed weapons. You cannot, if you also can't use medium armor or a shield. Medium or heavy armor or a shield. And yeah, your Bladesong ends early if you don medium armor or heavy armor, or a shield, or if you use two hands to make an attack with a weapon. So the main thing here is that with Astromancer, you are not limited to that at all. You can use a greatsword if you want. You can use a longbow if you want. But I guess the main upside with Bladesinger is you don't actually need to use weapons at all. You can just be a caster. The subclass encourages you to be sort of a skirmishy caster, but you don't actually have to be. You have all the flexibility of being a wizard, and also this, the nonsense of Bladesong in the, if you cast mage armor, you have decent dex. Let's say, let's assume that you have 16 dex and 20 intelligence. You have an AC of 21. Just natively, you just have a native AC of 21, so you can have a 26 AC as much as you want. That is the actual draw of Bladesinger, right? That is what you're getting out of that. That is what Bladesong is. You basically can't lose concentration on spells. You get extra speed, and you have a ridiculous AC. That is the draw of Bladesong. That's what it gives you. And that's its sort of attempt to encourage you to be martial, when in reality it doesn't actually force you to be martial at all. It just limits. It just makes it so that you can't really be very good at being a martial, so you may as well just be a caster anyway. Astromancer is much more encouraged to be a martial, but you're still competent as a caster, which is... I'm not sure how that shapes up. I'm going to have to do some test encounters with the Astromancer, is the main thing. I'm going to have to. It's certainly going to be the kind of thing where I'm going to need someone to play it. I'm going to need someone to play it before, and sort of get a feel with it against, a party with a fighter and a barbarian and a wizard in it or whatever, to see how it fares against, because if it's a cool middle ground between barbarian and or fighter and wizard, and it sort of meets them halfway, where it's not as good as being a caster as a wizard, and sort of not as good as being a fighter as a fighter, then that's the ideal position. But I don't know. It gets a lot of really good spells, and it's not limited in how it can be a martial in any way at all. It is encouraged to spend its spell slots on, using its sort of class features. But I don't know, whether it's optimal to just ignore them or not. I don't know. But we'll work with that. We will find out how that is going to be the case. So, 18th level. The main thing with 18th level is that we don't really have sort of any core class features to build off of, because all of them are based on your astrological sigil. So I'm not sure. Maybe it could be, whenever you spend a spell slot at first level or higher to use an effect associated with your astrological sigil. That feels a little weird. You can get some kind of bonus, but again, I'm not really sure about that. Let me try something. I think I might have an idea, but I want to see. So the spell slot of a level lower than the spell slot expended. Of a level lower than the spell slot expended. Is this infinite? Let's say you've burnt through all of your first, seconds, and thirds. You spend a fourth, you regain a third. You spend another fourth, you regain another third. You spend another fourth, you regain another third. So you can just cycle down. Is that broken? Probably. But it's an 18th level feature, does it matter? My main concern is I don't think this is super clear. I think this is yeah. I roll a d8 instead of a d4. Maybe this is what we do. That feels okay, I think. Like it's I think the main thing is it's not very interesting. Whenever you would miss an attack roll or fail an ability check or saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add one roll to the ability check or saving throw, potentially turn your failure into a success. It feels weird not including attack roll here when this is the class that wants you to be making attacks. But I guess that's kind of the... yeah, it's more defensive than offensive, so yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna red text this, but I think it's cool, and also having more interaction with cosmic conduct is just kind of good, because none of the other subclasses even recognize it as a thing. So having that there is probably for the best. Improved cosmic conduct. And 20th level, what the fuck is the 20th level feature for this class? Like, what is it? What do we call it? What does it do? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, my neck. I feel like it's really obvious to say, oh, you know, you, I don't know, you can, have a train of thought. You can, like, it's a really sort of low-hanging fruit to just be like, you get +2 in, and you're in, like, your maximum in is increased, and I don't really want to do that. I feel like another alternative is you can do Celestial Manifestation, or you can do the Celestial Manifestation abilities for free. Like, you don't need to expend spell slots. You know, if an Astromancer feature would require you to, you know, if an Astromancer feature relating to your Celestial Manifestation or your Astrological Sigil would require you to expend a spell slot to use it again, you don't have to do that. That's really underwhelming. Mostly just because, like, it just isn't interesting, you know? Like, it just isn't. Or it's not it's not interesting, it's, well, it isn't particularly interesting, but it's also just not very useful, because you're at a point where you're a 20th level character. You have, what, 10, 13, 16, 18, 20, you have 22 total spell slots. You're not going to be running out, like, ever, because high level combat, you just don't run out of juice, like, basically ever. Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of... I kind of feel like I've designed myself into a corner, but that's the thing. I haven't. I know I haven't actually designed myself into a corner, but it feels like I have. Because there's definitely something that we can do here. Theoretically, we could go back in and give all the sigils 20th level features, but I don't know if I want to do that. Like, because I felt like I was sort of, really stretching the options that I had trying to design 18th level features, which is why I didn't bother doing them. I was initially going to have the classic scaling of, 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, which is, sort of the ideal subclass scaling for this edition. It's the cleanest feeling of them all. Like 3, 6, 10 is fine as well, but or 1, 6, 10 is whatever. 1, 2, or 3, then 6, 10, 14, 18 is like the ideal subclass scaling spread in this edition, and very few classes get that kind of spread. He says, because quite possibly none of them do. I think Paladin gets something close, but it's Paladin, so who cares? Sorcerer, I think, is almost there, but they miss out on the all-important 10th level feature. So, don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't. There's we've not really got that many options, but we need something. Obviously, we can't just not have a 20th level feature. Let me look at the base capstones. Let's not look at the base capstones. They're all bad. I'm going to look at the base capstones I have in my home game, because most of those are actually quite good. Barb, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter. I don't need to look at Druid, actually, because Druids is the same, or Fighters, because Fighters is also the same. Sorcerer, Wizard, I guess. Barbarian Capstone. Oh, Barbarian Capstone is just stats. What did I change? Oh, the Bards get Revelation die, which is a once per day D20 inspiration that you can give to someone. Cleric. Oh no, clerics get True Divine Intervention. Sorcerers get Sorceress Restoration, which I made better in some way that I don't remember. Whenever you complete a short rest, you regain... Wait, no. Your charisma score increases by 2 as does your maximum for that score. Additionally, whenever you cast Sorcerer's Spell 6 level or higher, you regain up to 2 expended sorcery points. Wizard gets Signature Spell. Right. I'm going to tentatively do this. Oh, I need to clear my throat. Fuck. Ugh. Flavor text. The Astromancer features relating to your Astromancer features that relate. There's no way to word this because none of them are sort of joined by a theme. They don't all work in the same way. They all do distinctly very different things. Some of them are passive, some of them are active, some of them are on manifestation effects, some of them are both. Like the Sigil of the Watcher is an on manifestation and then active, and then is a triggered ability that is like a triggered activated ability. Voidwalker is activated, Lodestar is on manifestation, Event Horizon is activated, Crucible is activated, is trigger activated, and Asteroid is passive. So there's no way to word this. Oh no, Asteroid is on manifestation, ignore me. Additionally, so I want to be like, oh, you get an extra bonus action that you can use to manifest your sigil, but that's not actually useful. Oh, I might have an idea. Whenever you expend a spell slot on an Astromancer feature, if you expend a spell slot on your astrological sigil, let me make sure this works with Crucible. No, it's not Lodestar Crucible, it's Asteroid, I think, has this. Whenever you expend a spell slot, you can immediately cast a spell at the expended spell slot's level or lower. And you cast an Astromancer spell you know without expending spell slots. Okay, right, yeah. This is very good. This is incredibly strong. Expend a spell slot on an Astromancer feature other than spellcasting. You immediately cast an Astromancer spell you know the level of the expended spell slot without expending another spell slot. The chosen spell must be the expended spell slot's level or lower, and it must have a casting time of 1 action or 1 bonus action. That might be it. So basically what that means is that depending on your subclass, you can either, as a bonus action, as a part of your bonus action to manifest your sigil, or as a reaction at some point, depending on your subclass, you can you can drop you can just cast Meteor Swarm as a reaction to, like, I don't know, using the Crucible, to using Astral Cradle, or you can cast it as a part of your bonus action to, like, and that is incredibly powerful. That allows you to basically sequence your turn however the fuck you want. I'm definitely going to red text this, because I think this is something I need to go through someone else with and make sure I'm not missing something really obvious. But I am relatively happy with that. Like, on concept anyway. Whew. I think I'm going to take a break here because I want to go get some food. I think when we get back, we're going to do the equipment, and then we're going to move on to spells, I think. But yeah, I'll be back in like 15 minutes. Yeah, when I get back, we will do the equipment. We'll go move on to spells. Maybe look at like cantrips or new sort of low-level spells, because I want to get lots of smite spells for the Astromancer. I want to be able to do cool shit, basically. But either way, I shall return shortly. Trying to find the button I need to press. There we go. Okay, right. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. Right. Let me just get underway. Now, I want to look at... yeah, barbarians don't... Yeah, barbarians are proficient in... Yeah, barbarians are proficient in light and medium armor and shields, but they don't start with any, so... Let's go with... Astrological focus. Is it an astrological focus? No, an astrology focus. Is there anything I'm missing? There we go. God, it's clear my throat. Fuck. Oh, there we are. Right. That should do it. Now let's take a look at spells. Starry Strike. Oh. Let me go to take a look at the other smite spells. And I have a smite spell that does something similar to this. I want to make sure it's not the same. And the attack deals an extra 1d6 radiant damage to the target. If before then the target is hit by an attack, it flares again and the target the triggering. Center Smite does 2d6, yeah. Pretty alright. I have sort of a tentative 20th level feature. Basically lets you... something I need to run by other people. Probably talk to Joe about it or something later on. About sort of refunding spell slots. Or not if once per day, when you spend a spell slot to use something like Spatial Impact or Astral Cradle, you can cast a spell of that level as a part of the same thing. But I'm not sure about that. And the 18th level feature is... oh yeah, I concreted Cosmic Conduit as well. And the 18th level feature makes it better. So, that's where I'm at. I sorted their equipment as well. I'm currently making a spell. I'm not 100% on the spell, but I think it's interesting, so... You cast a spell using a spell slot of... The light persists. Granting advantage on the next attack roll made against the target creature. Additionally, the next attack roll made against the target is made with advantage. When I hit or a miss, the spell ends. How does Searing Smite scale? Yeah. I think this scaling is fine. It's interesting. So Thunder, I don't want to just mirror Thunderous Smite. It's boring. But at the same time, I kind of want to do like a gravitic strike where you hit a guy and it does gravity things. Like it pushes them away or... Because Thunderous Smite has them make a strength save. They're pushed 10 feet away and knocked prone. Right, let's go in on Waxing Radiance and change that up, because I think it's a bit. I'm not a fan of the way that it's the way that it works. So yeah, welcome in. Currently working on exclusive spells for my new class. Let's make a dexterity saving throw. Nope, can't spell. Nice. And yeah, a creature takes 3d6, 3d8. Yeah, that kind of stuff is like, I'm trying to think of like new player advice. Think rule-wise, a lot of I think probably the best piece of information I can impart to a new player is that the game rules are very cut and dry. Their language is a language you have to learn. It's not quite natural language, but it's not like reading an expenses report either. It's somewhere in the middle. It's very mechanical, but also fairly legible. And I think probably the most important thing to know is that everything you read, with some exception, can be taken completely literally. Especially in the case of things like spells and class features. The vast majority of them are read, do exactly what they say, no more, no less. There's a lot of like weird logic puzzly things that you sometimes have to sort of work your head around, but it is sort of a language you kind of have to learn, and you will learn with time. It requires some effort to learn, mind you, but like it is a language you can learn. That's all good. The Lost Mines of Phandelver starter set, or the one with Dragon of Icespire Peak? I know the Lost Mines one is the free one, but okay. Yeah, say Lost Mines, Lost Mines itself, but a lot of the starter kit stuff is a little. It's not out of date in the sense that anything in there is wrong, so don't worry about that. But it is very old, and I wouldn't try and build a character off of the starter set alone, unless that's the only resource you have, just because you are missing out on a lot. But luckily, I think of any game currently you can buy, any tabletop game, 5e is the most Googleable of them all. If you go out looking for information on Pathfinder 2e, you might struggle to find certainly very specific things. But basically every 5e book is indexed somewhere, like its entire contents will be indexed in an online source that you can find. It's good like that. Oh. Yeah. I say the starter set's good for that. I think a lot of the more important rules are in there. Yeah. The I think Anything of note to mention about the PHP? I don't think so. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, my Twitch alerts are working now. They weren't working last week, but who knows? Let's go 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failure, a creature takes 3d8 radiant damage, and you get advantage on the next attack roll you make against that creature. No, it's all good. The damage dealt increases by 1d8. Oh. And the damage dealt increases by 1d8 and the spell's range increases by 5 feet for each slot level above second. This is less interesting, but it is, yeah, sure. I will probably be going for another sort of, probably half an hour, give or take. Maybe a little less. Yeah, it's all good. That's all good. Third level rogue feature. Might be worth putting it, but depending on what it is, might be worth putting it second instead. You get your subclass at third, but either way, I don't know what it is yet, so I may well say otherwise once I've read it. Welcome to drop it in. Maxing Radiance. Rogue is currently in my crosshairs. I've had like Rogue at low levels is fine, but man, I have a player who has been playing a rogue for about 2 years and is a 20th level rogue and has had like 20th level rogue abilities for ages, and she is so bored. She's so bored. She's not usually the kind of person who really gives a shit about the mechanics of the game in general. You know, combat is just combat, you know. But she fucking hates it. And I've had other people basically say like the same shit about Rogue, just to a less extreme degree, that it's really boring, which I do agree with. It is really boring. It is currently in my crosshairs. And the big problems with Rogue are fundamental in its design, but also quintessential to its theming. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I'd say yeah, feel free to drop the Rogue feature in, or whisper it to me, or what have you. Yeah, it's there are fun ways to build Rogue, but there's like 2 fun ways to build Rogue, and all of the others are I shoot my short bow and then take the hide action every turn until the heat death of the universe. I mean, no, mounted rogue is. Yeah. I mean, I can count on like one hand the number of people I know that know how to run like stealth correctly, so I'm not really surprised that people would still say that today. Also, mounted rogue actually sounds really fun. It like the main problem with mounting is that there aren't really any easy to get mounts that don't die in like 2 hits. So you would need like a bunch of levels in paladin first. But rogue paladin's already really good, and being on a mount means you always have sneak attack, which is a very important thing to remember. And with the way mounts work, you can sit, because your mount is generally speaking a large creature in your medium, so you can sit at the back of your mount whilst they are within 5 feet of an enemy, and you can make ranged attacks against them without disadvantage and get sneak attack. That actually sounds fun as hell. I really want to do that. Maybe like a rogue cavalier fighter. I don't know how those two things would. Hang on, does cavalier fighter allow you to make extra opportunity attacks? Hang on, am I onto something here? 'Cause I think I might be. Rogue cavalier, is that a thing? No, unwavering mark does not work the way I thought it did. Okay. Yeah, no, unwavering mark does not work the way I wanted it to, which is a shame. However, it's still kind of fun. Right. Yeah, it is just very difficult to do because mounts are really expensive and die instantly. And DMs love to murder the mount because it's easy. So yeah, it's that's true. Yeah. I mean, even then, like mounted combatant and born in the the cavalier abilities help you keep your mount alive. Oh, unwavering mark is melee attack. Oh, that's sad. What about mounted combatant? Because any unmounted creature that's smaller than your mount, you can force any attack target at your mount to target you instead. So there we go. Yeah, that's how you keep your mount alive. Is you take mounted combatant. Sure thing. Yeah, like rogue fighter with mounted combatant sounds fun. I like that. Waxing radiance. What do you mean by non-interchangeability? As in your ability to get on and off your mount? Or... Oh, yeah, that's true. I suppose as a rogue, you can always just hold your action. which, like, even raw as a rogue is kind of fine. Mounted combat. You can mount a creature, doing so costs a mount moving your target's feet, for example, blah blah blah. You can either control the mount or allow it to act independently. Intelligent creatures such as dragons act independently. You can control a mount only if it has been trained to accept a rider. Domesticate horses, donkeys, and similar to such training. That sounds incredibly dumb, but exceedingly fun. That does sound pretty sweet. The initiative of the control mount changes to match yours when you mount it. It moves as you direct it and only has 3 action options. Can move and act on the turn that you mount it. There's nothing that specifies that you don't take your turns simultaneously, but I don't actually know. I don't know if the numbers would be that bad. You'd just be, I don't know if the barbarian aspect is really necessary for it, but, because you could probably get the same benefit out of being a cavalier, but, Because really, the only thing you actually, like, dual wielder is the cherry on top, mount combatant's the only thing you actually need, so you could just be a human cavalier. Right, geomagnetic field, 2nd level. I'm probably going to make this a 3rd, actually. Oh, right, okay, yes. I forgot that was the thing. Is it not rules as intended that you take your turns simultaneously? Is that... And I guess, yeah, I don't know. It feels like it should be rules as intended that you take your turns simultaneously, but I don't actually know. Yeah, possible bonus to we're wielding a separate melee weapon in each hand. Yeah. Form a 15-foot radius magnetic field around you. No, I'm gonna make this a 5th. Fuck it. While the aura persists, also creatures treat its area as difficult terrain. Okay. Oh, is this for a subclass? Okay, right. So if your bonus action to cast a spell, or as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can release a magnetic pulse. Yeah, so I'll finish up templating this spell and it's a magnetic pulse. Each creature within the aura. Takes 48 lightning damage. Okay. So I guess you can decide on a turn by... seemingly you can decide on a turn-by-turn basis which one goes first. I would assume. I don't actually know. I feel like we should definitely use the sort of turn-by-turn basis thing. There should definitely be something that you can do that allows you to, you know, if you and an ally have, like, you know, if you're next to each other in the initiative, you can swap or something. That feels like something you should be able to do. I don't know how, like, that would be kind of weird, because it's a lot of, like, initiative-based mechanics where, like, the more creatures there are in a fight, the worse the ability is, which always sucks. But, I don't know. There's something like that I think could be interesting. Using a spell slot of 6th level or higher, the damage dealt. This spell feels interesting. I don't know how good it necessarily is. It might be crazy, I don't actually know. I might drop the damage. Oh, well, I'm certainly gonna red text the damage, because this is like a very good spell. Right, let me take a look at this. Okay. So camouflage according to the area, if you may spend 10 minutes gathering materials on a train to create camouflage, must spend a minute donning or doffing it. So this is unneeded. This can just be ignored. This is arbitrary. Like, this shouldn't be here. There's no logistical reason why you can't have more than one. I would look into favored terrain to, like, make sure that these are appropriate. This is not rules compliant. I would look into Skulker. Skulker has an ability that works just like this. And a very important thing to know is that a very important thing to note is that you can only hide if you are heavily obscured. I believe is the specific ruling. And this does not heavily obscure you, which means you can't hide. So I would specify, so being concealed should mean that you are lightly obscured. And I would then give this class a secondary ability of you can take the hide action while you are only lightly obscured. In a similar way to Skulker. Because then this would actually, it means that this rogue can hide anywhere as long as they're prepared. But yeah, so this is unneeded. This is unneeded. I skipped over this. This is, like, I don't know what this could possibly, like, be in reference to. I don't see why, like, unless there is a very good reason for this to be here, this is unnecessary. If this ties into a later feature, then you're welcome to put that in that feature. But here, it doesn't do anything, because nobody makes medicine checks against you. So that needs to go in whatever that ability is, like, later on. It shouldn't be here. So yeah, cut this here, cut this here. This needs to be reworded to match the wording of Skulker, and then the being concealed needs to make you lightly obscured, and then you need a second ability that allows you to hide while lightly obscured. Like, just another ability down here. I think this is interesting. And there's definitely a lot of things you can do with it. Even just the prospect of being able to hide anywhere is useful. Like, that's one of the main things, is that, like melee rogue is basically something like rules as written doesn't work, unless you're a swashbuckler, because you can't. Because the second you step into a place where you're not heavily obscured, enemies instantly spot you. Because there's no facing mechanics in 5e. Enemies are assumed to always have a complete 360 vision of everywhere around them. And unless there is a physical object or patch of darkness they can't see through, for instance, blocking their line of sight, they can see everything in a 360 foot degrees in an infinite distance all around them, right? Unless there is a physical object in the way. They can see to the horizon and any creature there, like rules as written. But yeah, I'd say this is a strong concept, and it helps solve a problem that Rogue has, which is melee Rogue is terrible. Or melee Rogue is bad unless you're a swashbuckler or an arcane trickster. But yeah, like, quick reiterate, this is unnecessary, so is this. This should be moved to whatever ability it's going to be relevant in. Read Skulker for this, and then read Skulker again for allowing you to be lightly obscured, and saying that this also, like, makes you lightly obscured. But yeah, that should be that. Right, no, this section needs rewording. That's an interesting fluff ability. But it can't be the only thing you give them at whatever level you're giving it to them. Like, rogues at 9th level have a habit of getting, like, very narrow flavor abilities, but certainly from Tasha's onwards, they've stopped giving them that because they know it makes rogue subclasses useless. So that's a cool fluff ability, and you 100% you can give it to them then. But they need to get something else. A magnetic field of aurora light. Okay, right. You... Yeah, so the disadvantage on medicine checks thing, I would probably just cut that outright, realistically. It would just be like, you know, you make a deception check, contest it against their wisdom medicine check, or you pre-roll a deception check, or they just make a medicine check against a DC, which is, I don't know, 8 plus wisdom or charisma or whichever stat you want to focus on, plus proficiency. Like, I think the disadvantage is kind of unnecessary, ultimately. Most monsters are not good at medicine anyway, so giving them disadvantage seems kind of arbitrary. Aurora of light, I suppose. Release a magnetic pulse. To cast a spell or a on subsequent turns, you remove some magnetic pulse fit for a radius around you. Each creature within the area must make a constitution saving throw. The creature takes 48 lightning damage, and until the start of your next turn, it can't take reactions and its speed is halved. And also, since creature takes half as much damage and it's otherwise unaffected. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it seems like the kind of thing they would get at 9th, like, you know, it's just a fluff ability they get alongside something else. It's just like, you know, they get feature A, which is the mechanically relevant feature, and then they get this as feature B. That feels the most sensible way to go about it. It takes half as much damage as otherwise unaffected. Right. I'm gonna make a checklist. Let me look at spells real quick and see. Druid has 4 exclusive cantrips. Cleric has 3. Bard has 1. Sorcerer has none. Warlock has E-Blast, and Wizard has none. I think this is the kind of spread I probably want to have. This feels the most sort of comfortable. Yeah, I think that's probably the way I want to go, most likely anyways. I may well stop things there for today, I think. I'll put these new spells on the spell list. I think I only made a couple in the end, but that's fine. Oh no, I reworked Waxing Radiance, so yeah, I guess I made 3. Star Strike, new radiance, and geomagnetic aurora. Maybe just magnetic aurora? Or just aurora? Go with magnetic aurora. Nah, we'll go with geomagnetic. That's cooler. Yeah, I think we will probably leave things there. We've made a little, sort of incremental progress, I think, today. We've basically finished the main class. I will need to go over this with someone at some point, just because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I feel like this is obviously super broken in a way that I'm not seeing, but I'm not sure, so we're going to work that out. I may write some flavor text in my own time, but I do have a lot of shit to do today. I've got a campaign to finish today. And a campaign to start. Or a campaign to finish today, a campaign to finish this week, and a campaign to start tomorrow. So, yeah, I will potentially work on it during the week if I get a chance, but ultimately it'll probably be something I do next Friday. But yeah, I'm going to head off here. Hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I'll be back on Friday to work on more on this. In the meantime, I'll be playing some more Uranium on Wednesday. That's pretty much my plan for here and in until the Astromancer's in a place where I'm mostly happy with it, or I want to stop streaming it for whatever reason, because everything is getting a bit noodly, which may well happen soon. I'm not sure. I know what I'm doing after Astromancer. It's another monster project, similar to Beast. So something I did like almost most of Beast I did on stream. And I may well walk people through the entire process as well. I might even do layout on stream, because I've never done that before. I've never done layout on stream. So I may well do that. But we shall see. Yeah, I have I have a new product in mind anyway. It's called Golem. It's a follow-on to Beast, but for constructs instead, because all the golems in 5e are really boring, and some of the other constructs are kind of boring as well, so I want to, interestingify them, I guess. But either way, I'm going to head off here. Hope folks enjoyed themselves. I will hopefully see some of you on Wednesday, and if not, the rest of you on Friday. See ya.